What's up, YouTubers? Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic, and welcome into maybe not a lesson, but a demonstration. I wanted to just kind of explore the differences between my favorite wood snares and my favorite metal snares. So I went through all my snares, narrowed it down, and I tried to leave Gretsch out of it because I'd be too biased, and I definitely needed to leave my signature snare out of it because I'd be way too biased. So my favorite wood snare out of everything I own that isn't Gretsch and that isn't one of my signature snares is this Brooks Drum Company. It's a 14 by 4.75 steam bent maple shell, and it is just glorious. I got it at Dub's Drum Basement in Dublin, California, and literally as I was going through their snare rack, as soon as I grabbed it, I was like, this is so cool, offset lugs, I love the finish, but as soon as I just tapped it with my finger, hi, I'm kind of busy, Oh, thank you. You're amazing. Yeah, I love you too. I love you too. Okay, all right. You got one more in you. Oh, that was the one. All right. I love you. I gotta work. As soon as I tapped it with my finger, I was like, oh, it's so sensitive. And I just absolutely love this drum. And then for our metal oh my God. Now they're both up here. All right. Okay. You a big fan of the A&F? Yeah? Okay. For the metal representative, we've, okie dokie, I've got a 14 by 5 A&F raw. Wow, fantastic. No, don't worry about me. Just trying to pay for your expensive dog food. I love you. Oh, thank you. Okay. Can I do my job? Thank you. Juno, you're the best. Can I do my job? Take your brother with you. 14 by 5 A&F raw brass. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through these. I've got them all tune-botted up, so they'll be exact same heads. They'll be the exact same tuning. I'm not one of those like nerdy tech guys that's like, it's got to be this and the tension and we'll do our best. What I want out of this video for you is for you to just start to make your own conclusions, for you to listen to the drums and just see like, well, what do you hear? Would you need both a wood drum and a metal drum? And that has always been my advice for myself, obviously, but for my students as well, is like get a very, very good wood drum and get a very, very good metal drum. Preferably starting with, I have 50-something snare drums, so I'm not telling you to only have 2 drums, but starting with a maple wood drum and then a brass metal drum. Start with that, then see where things take you. But if you have those 2 drums, you've got a lot of bases covered. So we're just gonna go through these high, medium, and low, and just listen for the differences. Keep in mind, I'm just giving you my experience from firsthand playing them, not hearing them mixed yet or anything like that, just hearing them through my in-ears with a tiny bit of EQ. They actually sounded pretty similar to me. They felt pretty similar too, as far as the kind of rebound I was getting from the drum. I heard a lot more overtone in the brass snare, which I would expect, but it was a really beautiful overtone. It was something that would like help cut through guitars and stuff. So, and you could always take that out with a gel or some tape. But I thought that was actually really beautiful. But honestly, the drums felt and sounded pretty similar to me. So I'm really excited to get into the computer and mix them, hear them on YouTube and see like, can you tell a difference? So now let's try a medium. Oh, and as far as capturing the sound, I've got a single overhead, an Audio-Technica AT5045. I've also got that exact same microphone in front of my bass drum. And then I've got an AT4050 over here by my floor tom, just getting a little bit of the sizzle of the snare. So I definitely experienced a much bigger difference in that medium tuning. I felt that the maple drum really kind of tightened up and became more what I consider to be a wood drum. It's a little bit, and I mean this as a compliment, but it's a little bit boxy. It's got this like smack to it, but it's kind of contained. And then the brass drum actually really opened up. It had more overtone. Keep in mind, that's not mixed. That's just what I'm hearing in my in-ears as I'm experiencing this stuff in real time. Now let's drop these things way down low. Now, as far as low tuning, what I did was I just had everything, I would say, a little bit less than medium. Then I took the 2 tension rods closest to me and backed them all the way out. Otherwise, if you just bring the whole thing down and make it loose, because I've got single ply heads and I'm using no muffling, it's gonna be pretty wonky and like, and I didn't want that because that's not really showing how the snares would sound if you put a gel on them or something like that. So the other way to do it is to back these tension rods all the way out. I mean, less than finger tight. It kind of wrinkles the head a little bit. It detaches the head from the shell and it really acts as like a moon gel. Even with the 2 tension rods backed out, I probably would still use some tape or a gel. You could hear some wonky overtones, but for the most part, I thought both drums sounded pretty rad. A&Fs always just kill it in the low tunings. You put a little gel on them, tune them down low, and they just smack. But I'm thinking of this as more of a brass versus wood thing. And I think really the conclusion that I come to after doing this and doing it on camera with you guys is that if you have a quality drum, they're very versatile. I think that both of these drums, honestly, every time I tested them, the first 2 or 3 hits, I was like, oh man, it's so different. By literally bar 4, my ear was accustomed to it. It was just the snare that I was playing. And that's probably what's gonna happen. We obsess on this stuff a little bit too much, but in reality, anyone that's listening to the drum is gonna get used to it really quickly. As far as what I would use these drums for, honestly, these drums are so versatile, I could use them for anything. I guess if I was trying to cut through a band a little bit, the high frequencies of the brass shell would help me cut through the band a little bit more. If I was playing something a little bit more like inside the mix, maybe the maple frequencies would help me a little bit more. But in all honesty, I think if you have a good quality drum, wood or metal, you tune it properly and you play it properly, it's gonna sound pretty good. So YouTubers, I would love to know your thoughts on this, especially after you just listened to all of this, whether you were listening to it on laptop speakers or AirPods or full-on headphones or studio monitors. What were your thoughts? What did you take away from this? Leave that in the comments below. Give the video a like if you can. And until next time, go practice.